I remember I dated a girl that people might call a good girl back in 2020 before I moved to Mexico. She was a great girl. She wanted something stable. And I was in my stage of wanting to bang every girl that walks. And I found her boring. And I took advantage of that, right? Because I knew she wanted a relationship and that she was open. I was like, sure, I'll take a relationship. Sure, I'll do it. Yeah, let's do it in a week, a month. And it never happened. And the reason why is because she was open about it. And I sort of saw that. And because of me being greedy, me being creepy, me just being selfish, I took advantage of that. And to this day, I feel horrible. But the problem was that she didn't understand how people are. She thought that she could just speak. She's like a prisoner. It's like a new prisoner. You think you could just be honest and tell people and be, no, you're gonna get shanked, right? People have to realize we are in a new environment. And the shit that granny tells you, it's gonna get you played, right? Like the shit that granny tells you, oh, I want you to be an honest boy and treat her right. Shut the fuck up, granny. Granny don't know what the hell she's talking about, man. Granny still thinks she's in the 60s, okay? Tell her to wake the fuck up, okay? Jesus Christ. Sorry. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today. And this is the thing, man, is that this is not a video to disencourage good people. This is a video to encourage you guys to arm yourself with the right tools. You don't have to go full Bronx mode and full Machiavelli, but just keep an eye open. Apply some of the principles we're gonna talk about today. Don't be so open about your emotions, in the beginning at least. Control yourself. It's really, a lot of times the toxic people or find your good people boring because they can't control their emotions. Honestly, they need stimulation. But the good people get played because they also can't control their emotions. They resent they have to play these games. They have such a desire for companionship long term that they applying these strategies require too much self-control. So both sides have to learn. Okay, so let's begin with the video. Unfortunately, the good ones just don't get respect. And today we're gonna be talking about why that is. And I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of the times it has something to do with you because this is the thing. Good, like for me, I'm not a bad person, right? But I remember I could be a little toxic. And one of my toxic things is that we find good things boring. That's the problem, right? You don't have enough drama, enough trauma for me to care. In other words, like bad people have a lot of fucking emotional issues that when good people see, they want to help. And the problem is that when they want to help, a lot of the times it comes from a good place. But unfortunately, sometimes that's perceived as weakness. That's perceived as supplicating. And our forgiving qualities, the forgiving quality of the good ones, tends to also create more disrespect. Because if you do this to someone who's also good, when I say good, I mean like the good people, the people who are not liars, people who are honest, they'll find your traits attractive. But the bad ones find your traits repulsive. They feel like, and even if they're attracted to you, they want to take advantage of you. It's almost like cuteness aggression, where people want to take advantage of good people because it's easy. There's something in us that drives us to take advantage of them. Well, it's because the laws of human nature, which is if you appear weak, if you appear good, you'll be taken advantage of. Imagine being a good person. It's almost like Jon Stark, in Game of Thrones, Robb Stark, right? I think Robb, the guy that got his head pulled off. I remember they said that you can't be a good person and survive in Westeros. Like if you're a good person, the very thing that makes you good is what's gonna get your head chopped off, right? Only the Machiavellian ones, only the ones with a little bit of coldness, a little bit of harshness, are the ones that survive. And unfortunately, we have to understand this because a lot of times good people understand this, but they don't want to change their behavior because they resent that's how life is. Right? Oh, why do I have to play these games? Why is this so exhausting? Right? But you're resisting life. You're being stubborn. You're being too egotistical. You have to understand that the world doesn't revolve around you, and you have to apply the strategies we're going to be talking about today. And if you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org, and there you'll be able to book a one-on-one phone call with me today. Okay? And by the way, we're having seminars this summer, right? We're gonna have seminars in New York, in the United States, and in Europe. I want to be able to contact everyone. So if you guys want to sign up for my seminar, click on the description down below. You see a link that says, you see a link to my website, and just sign up for the email list, right? Or if not, you'll see a link that says sign up for seminars. I think I may make one, but there you guys can sign up, and if you guys are interested in my seminars, whether you are in Europe, in the United States, you're gonna get notified. I'm definitely gonna go to Europe by the end of the year. We're doing the United States this summer. And we're planning on having like a one-day seminar for $50, and not one day, but like 1 day seminar. But then the next day we're gonna do a meditation at a park, right? We're gonna do a 2-hour meditation, so you guys can get the seminar and the meditations for $50, right? And you guys can take photos with Follow Alex. So just sign up where it says, just go to my website or where it says sign up to the email list, and then you guys will get notified. Okay? Now look, understand the good ones are like fruits and vegetables. If you are a good person, you want long-term commitment, you want an honest relationship, you're like a fruit. You like fruits and vegetables. It's like a pastor living in Berlin, right? Like you're in a world that's completely different, a world that's jaded, a world that's more egotistical, that's more about me, that's more for short-term relationships, that's more about now. I want something now at all costs, even if it means lying to your goofy ass. And so that's you're almost like a cow in the middle of wolves, all right? That's just how it is. And what's the solution to that? Because you're like, I'm gonna get devoured. Well, the solution is to meet the people and have a quick exit. Meaning, you gotta be able to read toxic people. The problem when you're good, you don't know the strategies, right? The good ones don't know how to play the game. You don't know how to play the game. You're playing an honest game. You're trying to be transparent. You're trying to be like your granny and granddaddy, right? You're trying to be honest and express to people what you want. Let me tell you something, man. If you're not part of a religion, that's not gonna work. All right? If you're not part of a group of people who also have the same religious belief as you do, you're gonna have a tough time finding people like this. So you gotta walk in a more strategic way. Because if you don't, you're just gonna look goofy. You're gonna look too goofy, too honest, too easy to manipulate. I've met people like that, where they're overly romantic, like I cannot wait till I find my girl, and she's gonna love. And it's like, dude, like you gotta realize we're in a very different world, right? And that's possible, but you have to play these games. It's a game of appearances, right? There are like wild animals introduced to a new environment. It's like hippos introduced to Colombia, right? A good person who's trying to date and try to be honest, it's like you can't, because these people will literally devour you, and you will literally become the people who you resist. You literally become the very people who are manipulating you. Why? Because you realize that being honest gets you played. If you tell people exactly how you feel, they're gonna back off. So you gotta play the game. But that's not the truth though. That is not true. The problem is that you're just not strategic. It's not about lying. It's really about one thing. It's just about controlling your emotion. Back then, people were more desperate, right? Back then, people were more needy. During the racist era, you know, right? People were more honest. I want a relationship, but me too. Let's get married. Everyone was needy and creepy. Okay, but the problem is that nowadays people have more distance. People have more ways to suppress their emotions, and so they're able to fake being confident. They have more options, and so they're able to tamp down their insecurities and their neediness and deep desires for a relationship. We don't need other people, and so people have gotten good at being self-sufficient, at least they appear to be, and at being alone. And so because of that, people don't want to express that. They think that it's just dumb. They think that they're the only ones that want something serious. And so because of that, they're left isolated. And if they hear other people talk about what they want, which might be similar, they might say, oh, look at them being needy. Look at them being creepy, without them noticing they also want the same thing. So it's like a cultural thing, right? Where people just don't value the open, honest people. That's just how it is. So the good ones don't play the game. They are honest and transparent. And that transparency causes people to disrespect you. You can't be too transparent with people. You're not a politician. Even politicians lie about their transparency. The real key is to be selectively honest, right? Is to be selectively honest with people. It's fucked up, I know, but that's just how it is. So they are what? They are a lot of times they're projecting. When you know, a lot of times not using drugs, not drinking, not going out all the time, you come across as boring. But what's really happening is that they're projecting. They wish they were like that. They've lost control. They see you and they can't, your sobriety, your self-control appears boring to them. But again, that's all because they wish they had that, but they don't. Understand, shadows like to hang around people who have a similar shadow. If you're somebody that doesn't drink, you'll notice that you not drinking annoys people sometimes. Well, it's because you are showing them something that they're not. They wish they have self-control, but they don't. So because you're not engaging with them in drugs, you're not engaging with them in the drama, in the Bronx mode, in the debauchery, they see you as boring. What really is, it's just a big self-sabotage. You know, the beauty, I should put this in the beginning, but the beauty about it is that the good ones are the ones that people regret. The good ones are the people that they regret dumping, but the bad ones are the people that the good ones are the people that holy shit. The good ones are the people that they regret not dating, right? But the bad ones are the people that they regret not dumping earlier enough. It's just how that works, people. Right? So, next one is they find you, like I said, boring. People, listen, man, you can't take offense to this. Like, we take it personal. When somebody finds you boring, we take it personal. It's not personal. Most people nowadays are just dopamine driven. They don't know reality. What do I mean by they don't know reality? They don't know that most people are boring. That if you actually remember your grandma and granddad, how they were always together, and the granddad is like watching TV and the grandma's like, dinner's ready. He's like, I don't want to eat now. It's just like, listen, you fucking old man, come eat. He's like, you see this shit? She treats you like shit. Always yelling at me. And you're like, oh, granddad, right? But that's really what life is. It's not grandpa on a yacht doing spinneroonies with granny. No, it's grandpa watching TV. So what's the dinner today? Oh, nothing hurt. Nothing Bob the old guy. Oh, okay. And they're just watching TV like King of the Hill. That honestly, that's life. That is it. It's not, oh my God, skydive. Oh my God, Paris. When that is your life, nothing wrong with that. What keeps you long-term happy, which is that stability, is boring. What that means, man, is that unfortunately, and I say this for myself, some people are just unfortunately, they're gonna be surprised with the consequences of their choices and preferences. That the happy ones are gonna be the ones that we call boring today. I remember when people had kids in their early 20s, I'm like, wow, damn, that sucks for them. But then I realized the little motherfucker's playing basketball with me now. And I'm like, yo, I remember you. He's like, yeah, nigga, should have had one of me earlier. All right. Like, legit, I'm playing ball with people with whom I knew their parents. Right? And that's just how life is. Like, if people call you boring, what they are short-term thinkers. Right? And so the next thing is that they lack commitment, so your stability appears as weakness. Your stability appears as weakness. Now, there are other things that you do that makes them not respect you, other than the projecting quality, which is a lot of the times, normal folks who don't play the game are more forgiving, they're more open, more transparent, they're willing to give you more chances, and they assume that you also are trying to make this work. They assume that there's no way you're fucking crazy enough to be playing games with me. Why would you do that? Of course you wouldn't do that. So they don't even consider that you would ever play games, when in reality you might be playing games. And you might see that naivete as stupid, as silly, as weak, when in reality they're just not broken enough to know these things. You can't, some people are just not, they don't have the trauma to know about these things. You know, as you get older, you become more corrupted by life because of the disappointment, the lies, and you start to apprentice yourself in the Machiavellian nature of life. And you start to play the game, and you get good, and you get rewarded, and you start to play it more, right? And then you completely go Bronx mode on people because the power that these strategies give you can be very intoxicating. You know, and that's just how it is, man. Like I say that I say that from my own perspective. I've definitely dated a girl, and I found the lifestyle that she wanted to live as boring. But I really think about it. I'm like, Alexis, that's the lifestyle that you need, but you're just so addicted to to novelty and newness that anytime if a woman presents you with that type of lifestyle, you're gonna find it boring, and you're gonna resent her, and you might start being disrespectful. You know, that's why don't force somebody into this. If you sense that somebody finds you boring, don't try to be more interesting. What that means is that they just struggle controlling their emotions. You know, they want drama. You know, they want, like some people would choose suffering with pleasure than peace with no suffering and no pleasure. But in reality, the real key is to find peace. Don't look for pleasure. Don't don't inflict pain. Just be at peace. And that peace is boring. You know, that's truly how it is. Anyways, man, let me know what you guys think about this, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. Do you give off Terminator vibes because you're so masculine? Or do you give off nice girl, creepy, and needy vibes because you're just too feminine? The problem is that both sides suffer greatly in their business life, relationships life, and friendships with family and friends. And if you don't know how to fix that, you will repeat the same pattern your whole life and never escape. Well, guess what? I have a course for you, and it's called The Feminine Woman. It's pretty much a course on how to increase your self-esteem through practical means, not through giving you guys affirmation and wishing that you stop being terminators or you stop being needy and creepy goldfish. No, I'll give you practical things that by you doing this, if you're too masculine, I swear, people will say there's something in you. You look more relaxed. You're just more comforting. You become more emotionally open because I teach you guys those strategies. It's a 5-week course. If you're too masculine, you are successful in life. You are successful in business, but you struggle with connecting. And so that course will give you practical things that if you're a Terminator, you'll come out human, people. Like you'll just give off a more relaxed vibe. It's what I did in my life to heal me from my toxic masculinity. It's a 5-week course, and in that I teach you guys how to let go of the past. I teach you guys how to use your feminine energy to influence without being too sexual, which might sabotage you. I'll teach you guys how to use the masculine to be assertive without scaring people off because sometimes it could be too much. It's a course that balances those things out. Okay, so if you go Bronx mode, if you're too Beverly Hills mode, I'll teach you guys how to go Bronx mode, or better yet, South Side of Chicago type of shit. Well, now you're just a serial killer right there, right? And with this course has a 30-day money back guarantee, and if you purchase it, you guys also get access to the Zoom meditation group where we both meditate, or we all meditate on a weekly basis, and you guys get access to the WhatsApp group. And it's really a good course. If you guys don't like it, just ask for your money back. I mean, you guys can see the reviews right here. A lot of people like those reviews. And you'll see the results. And if you don't see the results, then I'll just give you your money back. I'm not gonna scam you guys if it doesn't work, but I know it's gonna work. So you do that now. Don't end up like Frida Kahlo. All right? Don't do that shit. Y'all just think you guys can break my rules and tell people you watch my channel. You can't do that. Okay? So purchase that right now. It's a lifetime. You get lifetime access to that course, and I'll see you guys inside. Take care. Let's continue with the video.